Well, hello everybody, welcome back to Best Life and Beyond. We are here in a kind of a park, I guess you would call it, because there's grass.
A nondescript location park.
An undisclosed location because
we're also isolated from everybody, so we don't need masks on. There is not a soul around us.
Just some birds who are chirping, that's about it. But obviously, you know what this video is about. This is the big announcement. This is a long time coming. We weren't sure if it was even going to happen, to be honest with you. This was crazy getting to this point.
It really was.
But before we get to the actual announcement itself, let's kind of back up and refresh you on kind of how this all started, the path it took, and how we got to this place of this big decision.
To this moment. And just so you know, this video is also going to cover a lot of the questions that you might have. Yeah. And just like I said, just kind of tell you what's going on, what the status of Best Life and Beyond is at this moment.
Yeah, because it really is about the future of the channel, the future of
our lives.
Of our lives in general. But again, we're gonna back up. Yeah, exactly.
And we're back.
So that we can kind of get you up to speed if you don't know the whole story.
Yeah, and how we made this decision.
Yeah.
So we started off with Life Disney. That was our prior name. Yeah. We just started making videos. The goal was that we would do our videos, go to work, and make like at least 2 videos a week. That was like our ultimate goal.
Yeah, and if we could get to the park at a bare minimum of 1 day a week, that we could, you know, create some videos and do what we love to do.
As well as the live stream of What's Happening Wednesday, which we did successfully for, you know, a year and a half.
Over a year, consistently.
Obviously it's back, but it was in the park. That was What's Happening Wednesday. Yeah. And that's just what it was. But
and we really started to really connect with our people at that point. All of our friends that would follow us. That was a great way for us to connect, and we started to notice that there was more interest in that area, that they wanted to see more videos, and we wanted to make more videos. So
the other thing is we, as you know, at some point, and I want to say it was about a year ago, we added the and beyond, so we were Life Disney and Beyond. Right. And why we chose and beyond was because it worked with like Toy Story, Disney, you know, it was like to infinity and beyond, and it just kind of flowed. But the main part of it was that we wanted to explore outside of Disney, because
expand beyond the berm, as I call it. I remember even entertaining that phrase at one point, but that's part of what Beyond is. It's beyond the Disneyland berm.
Because we know we didn't want to start a second channel. We wanted to have it all encompassed into one.
Yeah, we thought about it for a minute.
We did. We entertained it for a little bit, but sometimes when it's not meant to be, you just know it's not meant to be. Yeah. And you know, of course, it took a while for people to be like, oh, hey, like, going to that restaurant or going to Palm Springs, like that is interesting. And you know, we have to thank you guys for actually like holding interest in it, because I know theme parks and Disney, we're bigger fans of that than anything. Right. But then I guess if you have that in your heart, you tend to like to explore as much as we do. So I think that's why we all, as you know, Best Life and Beyond, as the family that we are, I think that's why we all appreciate that stuff, and we're just happy and stoked that you guys even care about it as much as we do.
And the goal obviously was to create more videos and to expand it into the other interests that we had, because we were trying to be more honest and show more of our lives, and that was what was going on. We weren't just going to Disneyland. There was other things that we were doing, and so why not feature that? And because that's what we wanted to do. That's what that's who we were.
Right.
You know?
And then we started dating, so that kind of threw like another level into it. Yeah. Where it was like we wanted to kind of share a little bit more of our personal lives. I think you guys are picking up on it as it was anyway. Yeah. So not just the personal lives and the relationship coming in, but then we decided, you know, we needed to change our name. That was another big hurdle that we had to get past, because we can't have Disney.
That was purely, there was a couple of reasons for that. One was people were presuming that we were working for the Disney company, which we weren't, just fans. Yep. And I think choosing the name Life Disney was purely just to let people know that we were a Disney fan channel. Yep. And then upon expanding the content, we thought the name change was better, and out of respect for Disney.
So yeah, it all kind of worked. Like when we're, then we started to do, right before the pandemic started, just before, I want to say, that's when we started to feel comfortable enough to do home vlogs.
Yeah.
Now, the thing was, at the time though, we were both still working. We committed that we wanted to do daily videos.
Right.
This was before even we decided to do Home is Where the Vlog Is.
Right.
But we were like, we're going to do daily videos because we feel it. We were able to go to the park twice a week, get enough footage, and then do other things. So it all just kind of worked out. And then, of course, the pandemic hit, and that's where Home is Where the Vlog Is was born.
Yeah, it was born out of necessity and born out of the situation that
I wasn't even officially moved in with Spencer.
No.
I was living part-time at my mom's house, which is in Orange County, and then I would go 3 nights a week over at Spencer's house.
Right.
So it was like a weird situation, but then obviously when the pandemic hit, I just stayed there with Binky, and you know, that was that, and we worked it out. So
and then the vlog series kind of just, like she said, it just kind of spawned out of that. The name was real easy to come up with because, you know, I was just thinking home, and home is where the heart is, and that old saying, and but now home is where that vlog was, so that's what it was. And we had a blast with that. It was fun. It kept us distracted. It was so crucial. My mental health depended on it, that you guys were out there watching, and that there was still this connection, that we didn't lose that, because we lost all of our freedoms in a sense because everybody had to be staying at home, but we didn't lose that, and that was important to me, and I know it was to you, and we're hearing that from you guys, it was important to you. So that was a good thing, and it brought us to kind of where we're at now, in a sense of things are starting to open up. We can see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. It's kind of like, though, like what we were trying to do before this pandemic hit is where we're trying to go now. Yeah. So we started to notice, though, that when you live in Malibu, it's a beautiful place. Yeah. It is gorgeous. But that's not, I mean, it is near a highway. It's very sequestered. It's very far. Yeah. We started to realize, I mean, and we started to realize this before the pandemic, was just that we're so, I mean, I don't know what the word is. Like it's basically an 80 mile plus round trip. Right. To come down to Disney, Knott's, Orange County, whatever. And there were times when we would stay overnight down here just to try to eliminate that. Not only the cost, but the hours spent and the stress of driving and traffic and all of that stuff. And that could be time well spent editing, especially when we committed to doing daily videos. Yeah. The time that, I mean, that's 2 hours that we would, or 4 hours round trip if it's bad traffic, that we could have been editing, or you know, being with our family or spending more time with our friends. And you know, we just had to look at it and say, like, okay, what is it that we want to do? We love this beach. Right. We don't want to give it up. Right. So what do we do? What do we do? And the other thing is, okay, Disneyland's closed. So the notion of you know, coming closer to Disneyland, it's like, ooh, I don't know. Is that really even something that's, because we don't know when it's going to open. You know, does that make any sense at all? Or do we go on some random, maybe we branch out and you know, we go up into the mountains, we disappear up there, we live somewhere else for a while. We entertained a lot of different areas and things and possibilities, because why not, right? Now, because of the crisis that we're in as a nation, as a world, those possibilities and those options seem to be a little bit slimmer than they normally would, as far as sky's the limit, what, you know, the world is your oyster. Well, but not so much right now. So we had to just kind of figure out, what of these things, where did we really want to take this, and where does this thing go from here to keep doing, because we love making videos and we love connecting with you guys, everything about it, and we don't want to stop doing that. It's something that we enjoy doing together. It brought us closer together in general. It keeps us together. It's weird. It's a whole thing with it. Yeah, there's also a lot of videos that you guys want to see more of. Yeah. Like, you know, the cooking and the, you know, my ears, or our collection of stuff. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we had to consider, like, how do we accomplish this with our current situation? So I guess what we're getting at, and what you obviously are probably getting from this, is that we are moving.
It's official.
It's official. We are trying to relocate so that we can do this more efficiently, more of it, and just being together more often, because the situation as it was, being so transient, both of us, spending so much time in the car and driving and traffic, and it really added to the stress of things. So that had to change.
Yeah.
With that being said, we're not going to lose our Malibu place.
Yep.
I've made arrangements with family to retain and maintain the spot.
So it will continuously be occupied.
We'll always have access, but there will be, a family member occupying, sharing the cost, which is super helpful at this time.
It's just not going to be the full-time thing, because I think people have this idea when you live on a beach that it's this glamorous lifestyle, but it is not for everybody. It's difficult.
In our situation where we're at, it's a little bit like camping.
Yeah.
But
glamping,
glamping,
because
obviously we're in
running water and
and a fireplace and a beautiful view and all this stuff. But there's a lot of drawbacks too. It's extremely moist. The mold potential is
constant. It's a constant
it's beyond
battle.
A potential. I guarantee you it's there.
Yeah, it's a constant battle that we have to think of. Things are rusting. It's hard to get to, just like PCH now, especially with the pandemic.
Yeah, just going up to the market, and
it's a challenge now. Everybody's escaping to the beach, and which is great, because if that's what we can do, and everybody deserves that. But it's been really difficult, and we're not complaining. We're coming from a place of we just have to look at what's best for us and what's best for the channel, and everybody deserves to find their happiness and to do what's best. This is our only business right now.
But you have to look at it, and my mom would say this, you have to look at it as okay, how are you spending your time, and what are you doing with your time?
Right.
And where can you streamline that?
Right.
If I'm being honest, it's we were spending so much time driving and all that stuff that we needed to figure out where to put this thing so that it would, and it's also putting it back in. It's I feel like by doing this, we're committing even to another level for this channel, because we want to, and it takes that level of commitment, I think, if you want to keep it going, and we need it to grow.
And the potential though that we have, we also had to look at, if we are out in Malibu and let's just say another lockdown happens, there's really not much out there. Even without a lockdown, I shouldn't even put that on there, but I should say there's just not as much that we have our hearts invested in to film. It's a very small town. So yeah, when we were looking at it, we were like, okay, there's not too much to film out there. Where could we go? Where are we spending our time?
Right.
Where are we going to,
or where do we want to spend our time? Maybe we want to shift the content somewhere else to focus on. I don't know. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the thing. And
it was a heavily considered thought.
It was, and the choice has been made. A lease has been signed.
Officially today. Today was the day. That's why I said we needed to wait.
Within an hour or two of now, a lease was signed. That's why we wanted to wait for this. So it's official. It's real. And I know you're dying to know where. You probably have somewhat of an idea, but who knows?
Bet you guessed.
You don't know. But Katie, I'll let Katie.
So we are officially Orange County residents again. For me, this is Spencer's first time being an Orange County resident. You've lived in New Mexico,
San Diego, Hollywood, Los Feliz, Silver Lake. Like it's LAS. No.
Now also, a lot of you are probably thinking, wow, they're ballers. They're able to afford this and that. Actually, no, what this choice is doing is costing a lot less.
It's saving us money.
We're saving about half of what we could be. Especially because we're not working right now.
Right.
I mean, I do some medical record stuff on the side, but...
And as far as my job's concerned, I have some dates that are scheduled where they tell me to hold the dates. That's kind of a term we use. I'm not 100%. Those dates are weeks away. I still don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
It's still up in the air because television and film production kind of falls into that third, fourth phase kind of vibe where everything has to be approved, and it's really strict. I mean, you think it's strict at Downtown Disney or getting into those theme parks in Florida. No, the film industry, the way that they're doing it, it's airtight. I'm not sure when I'm going back, if I ever do. I don't know. I really don't know, and I don't want to put all my eggs into hoping and wishing that something's going to happen. Until then, we're going to just focus on what we do here, and make the most of it.
We've always wanted to do more stuff in Orange County anyway, and it's always just been such a hassle to get down there. Like, we couldn't just drop everything to go to Knott's because this happened. We had to really be selective.
As well as San Diego.
Right, there's so many more options from where we are. Like, we now are more centrally located. Now, for instance, you got, like, I'll use this as an example. You guys have wanted an ear video of my collection for how long? But I can't do that when I have ears in my car, ears at Spencer's house, ears at my mom's house, ears in storage. I have ears everywhere. So I'm gonna streamline, get rid of them, come down to about 25, and we'll show you my pairs that I have and go from there. So it's a good example that everything's going to be in one spot. We are so excited. It's just a little bit like we're still kind of in shock that this happened. I mean, we're both like, what?
Oh, because it just happened.
It literally just happened.
And I'm the kind of person who doesn't let it really, I don't let myself celebrate until things are kind of settled.
Like moved and in.
Yeah, it's just the practical side of me, because I feel like I don't want to be that guy that's coming up to the finish line in the race going, yeah, start claiming it, and then I fall and lose the race. We've seen that happen.
Like in your R2-D2 costume. So the other thing is, since we do have the Malibu place, what are our, like, going forward, what can you expect? You're gonna expect to see the place. We'll show you everything as it happens. We are gonna start moving the big furniture on Monday. Our friend Victor's gonna help us. But we're not in a hurry to get everything over, since we're still retaining the Malibu place. It's still gonna be occupied. You know, so we luckily have no rush at all. And we're gonna start showing you more vlogs, like what can you do besides Disneyland. Like, there's just so many things. We're gonna be at the Orange Circle, and closer to our friends.
And the home vlogs will kick back in. You know, there'll be days when there will be no theme park or Downtown Disney or whatever, and it'll be, you know, Katie making something great that you guys have been asking for again anyways, and kind of ringing back to that home is where the vlog is. Maybe it's going to be a 2.0, you know, we
a part of it,
yeah, because it still is home is where the vlog is, and so you'll see some of that. It'll be a mix of kind of what we've been doing, but just more of it.
And this is definitely going to allow us to do our daily vlogs better. You know, just the amount of saving 4 hours a day. I mean, that's quintessential. And again, being near our friends. Now, I have a majority of my family, actually almost all my family that's not in Germany. They are here in Orange County. My grandma's still around. Unfortunately, yours isn't.
No.
Which I can't even imagine that. But my grandma does need help, so I'll be closer to my family. This is easier for Binky as well, because sometimes we can't take her on things, and we need to be close to her grandparents so that they can watch her. So there's just a lot of things we had to consider, and I hope this answered a lot of your questions. We'll answer more as we go on.
And yeah, the beauty is that when Disneyland does open, you know, we're kind of close now. We're not 2 hours away, or I'm not anyways. So that's just cool. That's the one thing for me that I'm like, the kid in me says, like, oh my gosh, like, I moved, you know, to Disneyland for all intents and purposes. Like, you know, you can't live in Disneyland, and
but you've always wanted that. Like, you've always
I have. I'm big on, like,
living your best life.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because
that's what we're doing. Cheers to that. I am so excited. I think we have so much potential now, even more, I think, and I'm so excited to take this new step with you, this new step with you guys. We are gonna have so much fun. It's a big jump, but
we're going beyond.
We are literally going beyond. This
got to live up to our name, I guess.
This is the biggest thing. And you know, funny, even with Disneyland not being open, just being close to it,
and being able to at least get on property into the Esplanade and all that, it's like, there's something a little bit like calming about that, like,
it's something else.
Yeah, because when it was on full lockdown, it just didn't feel right. You know, it just was like, okay, we know this has to be done, but this is just wrong, you know?
It feels so much better now.
So, I mean, it's great that you know, that we came to this decision. It took us a while, trust me. It's been stressful trying to make the right decision, you know, and trying to look ahead. And in times like this,
this couldn't have been, this could not have come at a harder time, though. You're right, because
how do you make decisions
we
based
don't know what's
on the
going to
future?
happen.
Because we don't know the future
we know nothing.
at all. I mean, we never knew the future, but like, at least like, I'm 49, I've seen a few cycles. I can kind of tell you, like, you know, it could go this, or this way, but right now, it could go
anything.
Like, wow, it could go inside out, upside down.
And I have to say, though, we need to give a big shout out to our friends and our family that pushed us in the right way and looked at things objectively.
A lot of support. We're not great numbers people as far as budgets and all that stuff. And I'm an artist, and I know you're kind of more art minded. Yeah. So it's like
it was a tough thing.
The support helped because everybody, people who are a lot more savvy with that, have kind of assured us, no, you'll be able to do this. And so it's a little bit of a leap of faith, but
I feel like it's a lot.
I don't know though, because
but yeah, I guess
when you think about it in the terms of it's a leap of faith, but what that leap of faith is within something that we've built, that we feel very strongly about, that we love, that we want to continue to cultivate, and this is the only way to do it. It kind of came to a thing of like, we have to do something, otherwise
we can't do what we want to do.
Yeah, because in any kind of endeavor, I feel like you have to keep pushing and pushing. You can't sit back and just like go, okay, let it just kind of run.
Yeah.
No, you have to constantly pay attention. Like if you own a restaurant, like you can't just buy a restaurant and let it run itself. You know, you guys have seen Kitchen Nightmares and all those shows. We
watched a lot, or we looked at like, you know, stuff like Walt Disney. Like,
oh my gosh,
he took chances and leaps. I mean, he was broke when Disneyland opened, so we're
there was no guarantee Disneyland was going to be a success at all.
Yeah, so it's like you have to kind of take, you know, those leaps of faith. And the another thing is too, with Joshua passing Disneyland Panda, I think that really opened our eyes as well. Like,
life's too short.
Life is way too short. He was only 29 years old, and it could be gone that quickly. So and
he would tell us, he would say, guys,
you're gonna be close to Disneyland.
Just do it. Like, what are you, nuts? You know?
Yeah.
So
it's not gonna be perfect.
No.
That's another thing I think that I'm actually excited about, is that like we know like things are gonna be, you know, rough a little bit, and I'm stoked for that. I think that's just, it's an adventure.
Well, yeah,
it's gonna be great. I'm really excited, and you know, it's finally kind of hitting me a little bit more now.
I can tell, yeah.
Like I'm starting to.
I'll allow it. You know,
let it creep in.
It will. I'm very weird like that because I'm protective, especially now with everything that's gone on.
But we did celebrate though when we got our keys. We were like, oh,
yeah,
this is real.
Yeah,
it's real. It is real. We are happy.
I kind of play that though, where I'm a little bit in shock, and all of a sudden I'll realize it and kind of come out of it. And I'm a delayed reaction. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to certain things and awarenesses.
And another thing is, we actually have more space. That was another thing I didn't want to forget, is that we actually will have like
more square footage.
More square footage for less money too. Like, go figure. We are gonna save, and you know, it was definitely the right decision, just if you were to base that, and it's way more Binky friendly. You know, she's gonna have like, you know, a lot more space, and she's excited. We just told her. Yeah. She's really happy. And she's with her grandparents right now, in fact. So
she's chilling.
We're gonna go and get her. We appreciate all of your support.
Thank you for being here for the big decision, guys.
Yeah, you were here.
It was I've been nervous about this.
Me too.
But it's here and it's done. It's almost history. Now we're gonna just press forward and you know, make this the best channel that we possibly can. And we will, with your support. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, give her a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. That's right, and we will see you tomorrow on Best Life and Beyond. Bye bye, everybody.